Hey, I'm Jem. If you're a business owner, I'm willing to bet you know the feeling all too well. One month, you're on top of the world, business is booming, and the next, it's radio silence. That unpredictable feast or famine cycle is exhausting, and it keeps so many entrepreneurs from scaling their business. That sounds familiar. You're you're exactly in the right place. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and breaking down this simple three-step strategy that I personally use and teach all my clients to consistently land 10 new clients every single month. It's a reliable system, not a shot in the dark. In this video, we're going to be covering how to laser focus your ideal high value clients, how to craft a message that doesn't just get open, but actually gets a positive response. And finally, the secret to smoothly turning those initial conversations into paying customers. So make sure you stick around because by the end of this, you won't just have ideas, you'll have a clear, actionable plan you can start using today. And hey, I get it. Sometimes you're so busy running your business that you don't have even time to think about generating your own leads. If that's you, I also offer pre-qualified, ready to go leads. It's a way for you to skip the outreach and jump straight to what you do best, which is closing deals. All right, let's dive into the first and without a doubt, the most crucial step of this entire strategy, which is precision targeting. You know, the single biggest mistake I see businesses make time and time again is casting their net way too wide. They try to sell to everyone, hoping something will stick. But the hard truth is when you try to talk to everyone, you end up connecting with no one. This first step is all about getting crystal clear on who your perfect high value customer is. Let me walk you through it step by step. First, you need to define your niche. And I mean, really define it. Small businesses is not a niche, it's a vague category. We need to get specific. For example, instead of just contractors, let's narrow it down to residential roofing companies in the state of Texas. See how much clearer that is? Second, you have to identify their core pain point. What is the biggest, most expensive, and most persistent problem that keeps them up at night? For a Texas roofer, it probably isn't a lack of work during a hailstorm. Their real pain might be the inconsistent lead flow outside of the storm season or the constant struggle to hire reliable subcontractors to handle the job they do get. That's the problem you need to solve. And third, you craft your value proposition. Once you know who you're talking to and what their biggest problem is, you can build your offer. This is the simple but powerful I help X do Y so they can Z framework that comes into play. Let me give you a concrete example based in the US. Instead of saying I help businesses get more leads, try this. I help residential roofing companies in Dallas, Texas generate predictable leads by guaranteeing 15 qualified appointments a month, even in the off season, so they can keep their crews busy and paid year round. Do you feel the difference? It's incredibly specific. If you're a roofer in Dallas, that sentence speaks directly to your biggest fears and desires. It shows you understand their world. Once you have this level of clarity, I promise you the rest of the process becomes 10 times easier. Speaking Speaking of the rest of the process, once you know exactly who you're talking to and what they're struggling with, the next step is to figure out exactly what to say to them. So let's move on to step number 2, which is the irresistible outreach message. This step is all about getting a simple positive response. We're not trying to sell anything in the first message. Let me repeat that. You are not selling, you are simply opening a door to a conversation. The goal is to get a yes, tell me more, not a no, thanks, or even worse, being completely ignored. So, how do we craft a message that actually gets that positive reply? Let me show you the step by step formula. First, you have to personalize the hook. This is non negotiable. Nobody wants to feel like they're just another name on a spreadsheet. You need to start your message with something that proves you've done at least 30 seconds of homework. It shows respect for their time. Go on their website, their LinkedIn, or even local news. Did they just complete a big project? Did their company win an award? Mention it. Even something as simple as a shared connection or a comment on a recent local event can work wonders. Second, state your value proposition briefly. Remember that powerful, specific value proposition we crafted in step one. Now we're going to use a condensed version of it. You're not sending them a novel, you're giving them a powerful, bite sized summary of the result you can deliver. Get straight to the point and focus on the outcome. And third, use a low friction call to action, CTA. This is where most outreach messages fail. They ask for too much too soon. Asking for a 30-minute discovery call from a complete stranger is like asking someone to marry you on the first date. It's too big of a commitment. Your only goal is to make it incredibly easy for them to say yes. A simple question that requires a one-word answer is perfect. Let's put it all together. We'll stick with our Dallas roofer example. Let's say you found the owner Mark on LinkedIn. Here's what an irresistible message would look like. Okay. Hi, Mark. I saw your company's Facebook page. On your company's Facebook page, that your team just wrapped up that big commercial roofing job over in Plano. That project looked fantastic. Congrats. Now we move on. The reason, okay, this is a little longer, and then we're going to move into the value proposition here. Okay. The reason I'm reaching out is that I specialize in helping top tier Dallas roofers like yourself generate a consistent flow of appointments, is the second paragraph, even when the storm season is quiet. We actually help our clients guarantee 15 qualified homeowner appointments every single month by using predictive local permit data. If you're open to seeing how it works, just reply with a yes and I can send over a couple of quick case studies. Best, Jem. Let's break this down and why it works. It's friendly, not pushy. It's confident and specific. It shows you did your homework. It clearly states the value you bring, and it makes it incredibly easy for Mark to respond. It's not a cold, generic sales pitch. It's a highly targeted offer of a solution to a problem you know he has. Getting that yes is a huge win, and it puts you ahead of 90% of your competition. But the job isn't done. The real magic, the part that actually turns this interest into a paying client, happens in the follow-up conversation. Step 3, the conversion conversation. This is where you gracefully transition from someone generating a lead to a trusted partner acquiring a client. This isn't a high pressure sales call. Think of it as a structured professional conversation designed to do two things. First, to truly understand if you can help them, and second, to present your solution as the most logical, obvious next step for their business. Let me walk you through how to lead this conversation effectively. First, you need to confirm and deepen the pain. You start this whole process by identifying a likely pain point. Now you need to hear it from them in their own words. You do this by asking smart, open-ended questions. Let's go back to Mark, our Dallas roofer. He replied yes to your message. You've sent him the case studies, and now you're on a brief call. You don't just jump into your pitch. You start by saying something like, "Hey, Mark, thanks for taking a few minutes. In my first message, I mentioned the challenge of inconsistent lead flow outside of storm season. I'm just curious, what does that actually look like for your business right now? Does it lead to crew downtime or make it hard to forecast your revenue?" See what that does? You're not assuming, you're asking. You're inviting him to talk about his specific problems. This builds trust and gives you all the information you need to perfectly position your solution. Second, you present your solution as the bridge. Once they describe their problem, their current state, you can now present your service as the perfect bridge to get them their desired state. This is where you connect the dots for them. You can use a quick, relevant case study or a piece of data to make it tangible. So after Mark tells you about his struggles, you can say, "That makes perfect sense, and it's a common challenge. We recently helped another roofing company over in Fort Worth who was in the exact same boat. They were struggling to keep their best guys busy in the fall. By implementing the exact predictive lead system I mentioned, we were able to help them increase their non-storm related revenue by 40% in just 90 days. We took them from uncertainty to a predictable pipeline." You're not selling a service, you're selling a transformation. You're showing them the path from where they are to where they want to be. And third, you make the clear ask. This is the moment of truth. You've listened, you've diagnosed, you've presented the solution. Now you have to confidently ask for the next step. Don't be shy or vague. Tell them exactly what needs to happen next to solve their problem. You could say, Mark, based on everything you've told me, I'm extremely confident we can get you those 15 qualified appointments a month and solve that pipeline issue for good. The logical next step is to schedule a 30-minute strategy session where my team and I map out a custom 60-day action plan specifically for your company. Do you have your calendar handy? This Tuesday at 10 a.m. work for you? It's direct, it's professional, and it's focused on delivering value. So there you have it. That's the entire system, my simple, repeatable 3-step strategy to consistently land 10 new clients a month. Let's recap it one more time. It all starts with precision targeting, so you know exactly who you're talking to and what their biggest problem is. Next, you use the irresistible outreach message to open the door and get a positive response. And finally, you master the conversion conversation to turn that initial interest into a real paying client. If you found this strategy helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this. If you're tired of the feast or famine cycle and you're ready to stop chasing leads and start closing deals consistently, you have 2 clear options right now. Option 1, if you're too busy to handle outreach, you can buy pre-qualified, ready to close deals leads directly from me and skip this whole process. You just focus on what you do best, which is selling. Option 2, you can hire my team to come in and implement this exact 3-step strategy for you, building a predictable client acquisition machine for your business. Either way, the goal is the same, to get your business to that 10 client a month goal and beyond. To explore which option is the best fit for you, just click the link in the description below to schedule a quick, no pressure chat with me. Thanks so much for watching, and let's get you going.